It's the Sunday Morning Brew with Maddie and Elle.
What's up, fam? What's happening? Happy Sunday. It's a little later than usual. Your girl had to go to a sparring session. Fresh out the gym from a sparring session. Shout out to Hard Knocks in Boston. It was an all-women sparring. There were like 30 girls there. It was fantastic. So we had to kind of scoot back the Sunday Morning Brew with Maddie and Elle. Elle should be joining in a little bit. I believe she's coming home from church today. So she will be hopping in. But welcome in. I don't know where my ring light is, so this is what we got today. But welcome in. Happy Sunday. Plenty of fight stuff to get to. The Fight Bananas team has been quite busy. I will say that. Shout out to the Fight Bananas fam. We were at LFA. We were at PFL Nashville. I'm sure all of us were tuned in yesterday afternoon for UFC Abu Dhabi. Killer card. I thought that was a super fun card to watch. And I can't wait to hear Elle's take on PFL Nashville. I mean, the socials looked great. Dakota Ditcheva, dude. I could do a whole podcast on Dakota Ditcheva and how I have a girl crush on her. She is absolute goals. But I hear she's going to be on the Fight Bananas podcast on Tuesday. So that'll be cool. I'm excited for that. But yesterday, UFC Abu Dhabi, awesome performances. I'm going to pull up the card here so I don't miss any of the good stuff. But comment some of your favorite moments. We'll definitely get into it. Big moment for Davison Figueiredo. That was a huge win for him. Tony Ferguson. I'm trying to decide where I even want to start with this card, honestly. But I think I'm going to start with this. Mackenzie Dern showed a lot of improvement with her striking. I thought she showed a lot of improvement. She's clearly been working on her boxing, and I thought she did fantastic. It was a tough fight, definitely. A lot of good back and forth. I mean, I'm a big Loopy fan. I love her style of fighting. But I think Mackenzie just, the scorecards were certainly given to her, but I think she just had a little bit more to give. And I think Loopy may have been surprised at the boxing as well. So, I mean, when it goes down to the ground, Mackenzie did her thing. But I was very, very surprised at her striking ability. Now, did Tony Ferguson retire or not? That's the question. Right? Did he actually retire? I don't know. It was the most Tonyest retirement I have ever seen in my life. And I think it's time, buddy. I think it's time. I know this is a hard conversation for a lot of people. Tony, it's time. It is no longer Tony time. It's time, Tony. I don't know if you've seen that meme going around. I think that's like 8 losses in a row at this point. Let's see. Let's get that real number here. But it's up there. It's up there. And it was the perfect sign that he just doesn't know when to quit. And one of those hard lessons for a lot of fighters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 losses in a row. Yikes. That's hard for anybody. That's hard for any fighter. I don't know how you could I don't know how you could possibly continue to fight after 8 losses, but he decided that he was going to take one glove and leave one glove. Metaphorically, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And I think it's just one of those things where the UFC is done with him. They're done. And they want him to retire in the worst way. And I think he's acknowledging that for the very first time. He's always been kind of in denial about it. And I think this was him acknowledging that, okay, I have some conversations to have with my family. I got some stuff to do. I'm going to take one glove just in case you guys call me. But here's the other glove to let you know I hear you guys. I hear it. Yeah. What do you guys think? I mean, should he have just put both gloves down? Do you want to see him fight again? How are we feeling about Tony? I don't want to see him fight anymore. I don't want to see him take any more damage. He didn't even put he really did not put any resistance. Like his striking was okay, but it's like he wasn't putting any resistance onto Chiesa at all. And it's hard to watch at this point. It really is. And then you got Marlon Vera versus Davison Figueiredo. What a huge win for Figueiredo. I mean, what an awesome fight. A lot of back and forth, a lot of high level action going on. But this is a huge moment for Figueiredo. That's a big win. I think this definitely changes things for the division. I think this puts Figueiredo into a new conversation. I think a lot of us had maybe Cheeto winning that one before they fought. But I think that was a really, really big moment for him. And I'm excited to see what comes next. I'm trying to pull up the rankings here because I would love to see what could potentially come next for that. Let's see. Yeah, so he's sitting at number 6. Cheeto was number 4. That puts him into a whole new conversation. And then you have, Sandhagen taking that L. You probably shouldn't put somebody who won against somebody who lost, especially when it's that close. I mean, do you give Figueiredo Piotr Jan? I'm not sure. Do you wait? Does Figueiredo become the backup for Merab and Sean? That's kind of wild, right? I mean, that would be kind of dope. I kind of like Figueiredo as a backup. Why not? He had an incredible performance. And what happens now with Cheeto? That's a great question. Does he fight Sandhagen now that Sandhagen just lost? I don't mind that one. I don't mind that. But what an awesome performance. Magomedov. Wow, dude. This dude's striking is so much fun. He is so much fun to watch. They both had incredible moments, and we saw Magomedov have to deal with a little bit of adversity. But from start to finish, that guy, his high kicks are so fun. So fun. His kickboxing is next level. I just love the story that he was literally on a movie set and they were like, do you want to fight? And he's like, yeah. He left a movie set to go do a fight camp. Love that shit. Love that grind. I need to find out what movie he's going to be in because the rumor is that he's some type of villain in this movie. So I'm really excited to see that happen. So that's going to be fun. And then you got Corey Sandhagen and Nurmagomedov. Wow. What a good main event. Such a close fight. Both of them having really, really exciting moments. Nurmagomedov, he clearly won, but it was a competitive fight. And I think that is kind of the theme of the whole fight card for Abu Dhabi for me was there were clear winners, but the matchmaking was so good that it made the competitive fights. It was just such a good fight card to watch. And shout out to the early fights, the fight cards. Gotta love the early fight cards, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I'm so here for it. But what comes next? I mean, Corey Sandhagen's story really just grinds my gears because he should have waited. I think he should have waited for that championship moment, but he just didn't want to wait. He said, I'm just going to fight. If I'm champion, I would have had to fight him anyway. Well, now we look at you, buddy. Like you were number 2. You fought a really, really good guy who's number 10. That pushes you way down. Like you were right there, buddy. Right there. Why wouldn't you just wait for your shot and wait for your chance and be a little smarter about it? I understand this idea of I'm a dog. I'm going to fight anybody. I'm in it to be the best and I want to be the best. But there's got to be a smart way to do it, right? We've got to have a game plan because now you just lost to the number 10 guy. Who do you fight now? I mean, I kind of like the Figueiredo idea. The Cheeto Vera idea, but I don't know. He already fought Rob Font. Does he fight Jose Aldo? I don't know. Maybe Song? I don't know. It kind of messes with him, right? Definitely let me know who you would want to see him fight for sure. kind of messes things up a bit. But I'm pumped. A lot of huge fight announcements as well coming down the pike. So many exciting fight news going on. Let's see if Elle's going to be joining soon. I don't know. Elle might have gotten wrapped up at church. I'm not sure. But let me know where you were watching last night. Favorite moments from the fight card. Maybe you were watching PFL Nashville. The show looked great. I don't know if you guys were watching PFL Nashville, but Big and Rich was there. That's kind of cool. I mean, you're in Nashville, you might as well have a country star, right? So that was cool. And then Dakota Ditcheva will be a UFC champion. Will be one. I think she's going to wipe the floor with her next opponent in Talia Santos, get that Millie, and then get signed to the UFC and just fuck shit up. I think her striking ability is so good. But then if you were watching her fight yesterday, you saw, or 2 days ago, you saw her have to work through some adversity. Everybody's questioning, oh, can she grapple? How's her ground game? Looked pretty sound to me. Looked pretty good to me. And she, she's clearly a striker, but I think the difference where people fall off, it's like she doesn't have to become a world-class jiu-jitsu player, or she doesn't have to become a world-class wrestler. She just has to know enough to complement her incredible striking. And I think that's what she's done. And I think she's going to really create a lot of fans at the PFL, bring them on over to the UFC, and crush it in the 125-pound division. So I think she's going to be great. Chris saying Talia will be a true test for Ditcheva. I think so too. I mean, Talia is such a well-rounded individual, but what a boring ass fight that she had with I'm blanking on her name. She's an absolute legend. Who did she just fight in the tournament? It's on the tip of my tongue. Who's got it? She had a really boring fight, and Dakota does not fight boring. She does not slow down. Talia, thank you, Liz Carmouche, Chris. Thank you so much. It was a very boring fight. Like Liz had a couple good moments, but Talia's boxing was really, really good. That cross just kept landing over and over and over. And I just think that Dakota is not going to give Talia a chance to think, because she's just constantly go, go, go. She's going to put Talia on her back foot for sure. Then the ground game happens, and it's the fight game. Things change. I think it's going to be a very, very fun fight for sure. And I think it's going to be good. Honestly, it was a bad card for UFC with it being on ABC. Way too many decisions. Okay. I kind of like this thought though. I forgot it was on ABC, Sean. So thank you for reminding me. I watched it on ESPN Plus. I know there was a lot of decisions. And I guess to your point, if you're going to have it on ABC, you're going to have more of those fair weather fans that are looking for those really exciting knockout style fights. But as a fight fan, I thought it was an incredibly competitive fight night. I thought it was very back and forth, fun fights. I mean, the Cheeto and Figueiredo fight was so much fun. Yeah, there were a lot of decisions, but there was also a lot of great fights too. So honestly thought Liz had beat Santos. It was close. It was definitely close. I still had Talia up on the scorecards. And it would have been awkward if Liz won because she missed weight. And then you have to go. The PFL point system is still a little rocky to me, but then you have to go back on the points, and Talia would have advanced anyway, and all that nonsense. But I don't really think Liz did enough. And it's like anytime Talia landed, it was clearly doing more damage. I think the fight against Talia and Dakota is going to look way different than that one. So, yeah. I forgot it was on ABC. I wonder when the next one on ABC will be. I'm getting so excited for the UFC sphere. I mean, the more that it gets hyped, the more I'm just like, let's fucking go. They are throwing so much money into this fight card. Dave's like, Dakota, let's go. Yeah. They were both in PFL Nashville and crushed the socials. Dave, behind the scenes for a lot of that. So make sure you go, watch all the interviews they did. Absolutely crushed it. I feel the fighters are being way too passive and conservative. Not enough action. Seems like people would stand around for a couple seconds doing nothing. Sean, are you talking about the PFL or are you talking about the UFC? I feel the fighters were being way too passive and conservative. I don't know if were we watching two different fight cards? I don't know. I thought they were really fun. I guess I'm really leaning into the Marlon Vera and Davison Figueiredo moment. That fight was so much fun to me. And then you got Chiesa getting a finish. I thought Mackenzie Dern looked great. I will give you it was a little flat at times. And then the main event, you kind of hope that it's going to be a barn burner. But I thought the main event was better than UFC 304. Honestly, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm a weirdo, but I was digging it. I liked it. I don't know if any of you saw this, but Conor McGregor made an appearance, I want to say last night, at BKFC. That dude is huge right now. I didn't even recognize him. He is so far removed from fighting right now, guys. I don't think he's ever going to fight. Dave, wow, we agreed, Dave. That's exciting. Check that out. I thought it was a great card as well. But Conor McGregor making an appearance. I understand he's a president or owner or something like that. First of all, they spelled his name wrong on his lower third thing that they put on the television. And I just could not get over how big this man looks. So if any of you thought he was going to fight this year, I don't see it. I don't see it happening. My girl Elle is very dead set that fight is never happening. I'm still holding out. I'm still going to pretend like that's going to happen. So hopefully it happens. But I don't know. We'll see. I couldn't get over that. I just thought I barely even recognized him, honestly. I would like to petition for a early fight card all the time. I was able to sit on a Saturday afternoon in my living room with my husband and my dog, just enjoying life, watching fights, living life. And it was done by 6, right? Like, I think it was like 6 o'clock. And then I just got to go live my life. I didn't have to stay up till 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. And my question is, now maybe I'm wrong about this with the time frame, but I bet everybody that was on UFC 304 that had to fight overseas there, that had to fight at like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, whatever it was, are probably pretty pissed that they didn't have to do that in Abu Dhabi. I wonder why. Like, why did we cater to the US times for UFC 304, but we didn't do that for UFC Abu Dhabi? I don't know. That's a question here. I don't care if McGregor fights again. He's so far gone from what he once was that I can't get excited about it. It's kind of true. Oh, good point, Dave. Pay-per-view and the money. Good point. Good point. But back to what Chris said. Yeah, I totally get it, man. And it's so hard, right? It's like holding on to a terrible boyfriend, right? Because it's like, yeah, but he used to be great. And he's just, he keeps saying he's going to come back. He's not coming back, girl. He's not doing it. I think people at this point know that his performance, or at least hope that people know. I think people know at this point that his performance is not going to be elite Conor McGregor, but people are still going to tune in because it is Conor McGregor. So, yeah. I think I'm just going to watch it out of blatant curiosity, honestly. It was a great Saturday, UFC during the day. Live Rogan comedy special last night. Yes, I tuned in. Did you guys tune in? What did you think of it? A lot of funny moments. He still got it. Joe Rogan is a talented individual. I will say that. For a while, I was like, oh, what a big flex. Like, he's dropping a live Netflix special and there's a UFC card on. Then I realized the different times. It all works out. SummerSlam right after the UFC card win. I don't know what SummerSlam is. I feel like I should know that, but I don't. Yeah, Rogan was on fire. He he held no punches, if you know what I'm saying. Very, very funny. I'm a huge stand-up person. Love stand-up comedy. Went to Austin, Texas for my husband's last fight. We had to go to Joe Rogan's comedy club. He wasn't there, unfortunately, but it was such a cool moment. If you ever go to Austin, Texas, you have to go to Joe Rogan's comedy club. So much fun. It was so cool. But yeah, I have to go watch it again. But I think it was a good stand-up special. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was the first live comedy special Netflix has done. And who better to do it than Joe Rogan? Oh, WWE. Oh, Dave's going to be so disappointed in me for not knowing that. Okay. And then the Terrence Crawford boxing event. Yes. It's been a fun weekend for fights. Let's see. Oh, it looks like Elle's plane got a bit delayed. She was in PFL Nashville. So she is a tired queen, and that's okay. She deserves to get her rest. Stay on for a little bit. Matt Rife was live on Netflix. Okay, let's talk about this right here, right now. Is Matt Rife funny? I don't know. Undecided. Yes, he has great crowd work. We get it. He knows how to talk to people. But is his stand-up funny? I need people to answer me this. I don't know. I'm so glad, Dave. I'm so glad. Thank you. I need to get into the WWE world, guys. I feel so behind. Oh, okay, Chris. Hyping up Matt Rife. Here we go. I need to get into the WWE because I feel so behind on it. All of my friends love it. I have friends in the radio world that love it and speak so highly of it, but I feel like I'm just too far behind at this point where I'm never really going to understand. Like, I remember there was like that big WWE moment where they brought all the OGs back, and I was just like, I don't know. It's so hot right now. All right. I guess I'll give it a whirl. I don't know. I guess comment below where I can get started. Like should I be watching YouTube videos? Do I just tune in? Like, I don't know. Finish the story. Okay, so Dave, I thought you were telling me to finish my story, but I think you're talking about WWE. Perfect. Chris, thank you so much for offering to co-host. I think Elle is coming. I don't know. But we're gonna wrap up in a few minutes anyway. Because I got coffee to drink, I got a dog to hang out with. I can just start watching. Okay. What is your favorite WWE characters? I need to know. Who's tuning into the Olympics? I need to know that. The Olympics is on fire, and I'm just saying, Women's Olympics, let's go. Women are fucking crushing it. No, I am not even going to talk about this boxer situation because the amount of misinformation that I've been seeing circulating online is wild. It's wild. People are running rampant with this boxer story. You know which one I'm talking about. You know the controversial one I'm talking about. I'm not even going to touch it with a 10-foot pole until I do all of my research. I may bring it to the Tuesday podcast, the Fight Bananas podcast. I just need to read a few more articles. Legit articles. I'm not talking about these clickbaity ones I've been seeing, which are absolutely ridiculous. But just tune into the Fight Bananas pod on Tuesday because we may get into it. I feel like I should. Let me answer Elle real quick. Oh, there she is. Hold on a sec. Hi, friend.
Hello. I'm so sorry.
No, don't apologize.
I got home at like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was.
How are we feeling, buddy?
Oh, yeah.
We'll keep it short and sweet.
The worst part is my flight actually landed only like 10 minutes late. Like they caught up in the air. And then when we got to Fort Lauderdale, there were like no gates open. So like they wouldn't let us off the plane for like, it was like almost 2 hours.
Oh my, and you're just sitting on the plane.
I was just sitting on the tarmac at home.
Stop
in Fort Lauderdale till like, and then they like turned on the lights and we're like, oh, we're getting off. And then everybody got up and like stood. And then like, we were just standing there for like 5 minutes. And then the guy's like, I'm really sorry guys, but they have to tow us to a different gate. I have no clue.
Dude,
it was
okay.
I think it's the hurricane in Florida is just,
bro. Oh my God, you poor thing. I fucking hate traveling.
I'm alive.
I will tell you right here, right now.
What's up?
You're fine. I will tell you right here, right now. I'm the worst traveler. Like I'm terrible. First of all, I'm a travel princess, especially if I'm with Ross. Like I'm just like following. I'm like, just tell me where to go, where to be. But like, I get so grumpy so fast. I would have lost my mind. I
was so pissed. I was like, I'm almost home. Like my bed is 20 minutes away and I can't.
Oh no, Dave's driving through it now. Are you talking about the hurricane, Dave? Oh my God.
Dave, what?
I feel like you shouldn't be driving through a hurricane.
And I'm supposed to fly to Pensacola this week too. So
dude,
hopefully, because I'm pretty sure Thursday is like supposed to be the worst day of the hurricane. I don't know. I gotta look at the weather. Drive safe, Dave. Yes, please. Dave said yes.
Stop podcasting. Stop podcasting, driving, and texting.
Why are you commenting?
Stop it. I'm gonna block you in 0.5 seconds. But anyway, we'll keep it short and sweet, Elle. But I'm dying to know how PFL Nashville went.
Oh, it was amazing.
Give us some juicy details from behind the scenes because you had one of the best seats in the house.
Oh, it was absolutely phenomenal. Like my 3 takeaways from PFL.
Let me hear them.
One, PFL was incredible. Like the production, the team, their media people, their staff, their crew, Ray, like just some of the best people I have ever had the pleasure of working an event with. Like,
for sure.
I understand why why people love working for the PFL. Like just such an awesome company, such great people. So I really got to see like how fantastic the promotion overall is and just how great their people are. 2, Dakota Ditcheva was the true main event.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Like what a superstar.
Yeah.
Just
wild.
Like the Celsius chain, the
post-fight speech is such a vibe. It was such a vibe. Like, oh my God.
Dude,
she can just join the rest of the cans. I'm like,
she's right, because it's so funny. And this was kind of my third takeaway is like, why the hate? Like, why the hate? Like, this girl is doing something that so few female flyweights are doing, and that's finishing people devastatingly. Like, where is the love that is well deserved? And obviously, we are biased. We are Fight Bananas here at Fight Bananas. We are Dakota Ditcheva people because we know her and we know how great she is as a person and as a fighter. But man, I'm super pumped to have her on the show this week so she can talk about it more. But just like the hate from the other girls in the tournament and online, it's like it's kind of wild. Like what does this girl have to do to get some respect around here? You know?
Well, honestly, like it's kind of the biggest form of flattery, right? Because it's like they're just so mad that she's that good that
And
they have to hate her.
And she's pretty. Like she's
She's
pretty and
pretty,
marketable.
she's
She has
nice, she's funny, it's like, no wonder you all hate her, like, I get it. She
they hate her
reminds me
because they ain't her.
no, for real
I mean,
though.
yeah, if Leon Edwards got finishes,
Yeah,
sure. Sorry, Leon.
mic
I
drop,
love Leon
mic
Edwards.
drop.
Huge
But,
Leon
like
Edwards fan.
but
But
Elle, like,
very nice guy, you know?
as a professional fighter, like, you can, like I understand there's certain fighters that you may or may not hate, but it's like somebody as good as Dakota, like you're gonna respect them because of how good they are, right? It's like, I don't know, like you're not in that 125 weight class, but like say she was 105 pounds and you're gonna fight her, like you're gonna respect her, but
I think
it's just weird. The amount of hatred that the petty hatred that she's getting is weird.
if we look at the greatest female fighters of all time, the thing that they have in common, I think, is the fact that they're so dedicated to just being better,
Yeah.
not trying to act like the people that they're fighting are worse than they actually are. You know,
Mhm.
like instead of focusing on the other girls, like Kayla Harrison doesn't focus on anything except making sure she's the best, you know? Dakota doesn't focus on anything other than making sure she's the best. Amanda Nunez never focused on other people's
Yeah.
performances. Like
Yep.
the greatest Joanna Jacek, it wasn't about, oh, so-and-so's a can. It was like, oh, I'm just better than everybody, you know? Like
Mhm.
that's how it's always been. Like the best in the sport don't do that.
Right, because
So
they don't need to. Yeah, they don't need to. Did you catch the UFC at all during your awful travel day?
oh yeah, actually, well, the nice thing was I had my flight scheduled for in the evening because I wanted to watch the UFC fights.
Oh, there you go.
Because it was an early card, so it was great. I actually hung out with Dakota and her family. I was at honorary Ditcheva for the week.
Oh,
They
that's sweet.
adopted me, which was wonderful. They're wonderful people. But yeah, so I hung out with them. We like found a bar in Nashville, tried to get the fights on the TV, but they were too busy, so we all just
Yeah.
kind of watched them on our phones. But yeah, I got to catch them.
I
Really
thought
great fight.
I thought they were really good fights.
Dude,
Really
I
good
want to go.
fights.
I need to go back and watch Mackenzie Dern and Lupita Godinez again because
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah, I do
fantastic
too.
fight.
I was saying I was very impressed with her improvements, Mackenzie,
Yeah,
in her
same.
boxing. Very impressed with her improvements, like tight.
Loopy looks great too. Like
Loopy had a lot of great moments.
super close fight.
Yeah, she seemed to taper off towards the end just a tad, but yeah, like I thought she did great. Chris had Loopy winning. Interesting.
I wouldn't have been mad.
Yeah,
I
it was close.
definitely was watching on my phone in a loud bar, you know, like talking to people. So I wasn't watching it super closely. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna pretend like I was, but I at first was like, oh, Mackenzie won. Like I
Yeah.
kind of thought that Loopy was up, but I thought it was very close.
Yeah.
I think that
I
first
had
round
I had it very close, but yeah.
that first round was an interesting one to score because you have like the first part, like the beginning of that story was all Lupi Godinez early in the fight. Like she looked phenomenal on the
Yeah.
feet. She was landing far superior combinations. But then like the armbar attempt on the ground, and honestly, the armbar wasn't ever close, but the punches on the ground.
Yes, I loved
Did a
those.
lot. But then Loopy gets out and finishes the round on top. So in my head, I was like, that round's probably Loopy, but I wouldn't be upset if it was Dern. So that's like,
Yeah.
I felt like every round was similar to that.
Yeah, there was a lot of high level moments where it's like, thank God I'm not a judge in those moments. Cause like you really need to like watch that with a fine tooth comb type of thing. That was a really good fight. I mean, the main event was good, very competitive back and forth. I was saying earlier, I'm just mad that Sandhagen took this fight. Honestly, I would have much rather. Yeah, like you're number 3. Like, just wait for your shot at the top.
I don't think they want to give him a title shot. I think he knows that.
Yeah.
Which the fight, of course, we all want to see is Sean O'Malley and Corey Sandhagen because what a fight that would be.
Yeah.
But I I just don't think they want that. And it's not, I love Corey Sandhagen. He just kind of seems to be almost the Bilal of that division.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is exactly, because
getting
he's
overlooked.
a very exciting fighter, but like what Sean's saying, like what a complete fighter too. Like, and Umar is as well. And I think that watching Sandhagen defend with Umar on the back yesterday, just is a testament to how good Aljamain Sterling is. Like, the level his back control is just unreal, and his danger there. But yeah, I thought Sandhagen fought him really well. He was too defensive. Like, they were very close rounds, but Umar did such a good job of like solidifying a dominant position towards the end of the round. Like, it was very, very
he
well
did exactly what he needed to like win the round. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Props to Sandhagen for taking a fight nobody wanted. That's fair to say, for sure. I'll get back to that, Sean. But yeah, like, I don't know. As a number 2 ranked guy, excuse me, I don't know if I'm going for number 10. Like, I don't know. I agree with DC. Sandhagen should have threw in some takedowns early or some fake shots. He didn't throw one till like the 5th round. Yeah, maybe some fakes, maybe some more knees. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. It's like, who knows?
I wonder. I'm trying to think. He's beat a lot of the guys that are ranked already, so it kind of. I'm trying to think if.
Like what's next for him?
He ended up fighting so far down, divisional rankings. Where are you at? Bantamweight. Okay, so this is not helpful at all. What is Tricky Pitbull doing? Patricio Pitbull doing on here? Okay, this is not what I wanted.
What's up, Joe? Thanks for popping in.
Okay.
Umar now gets the winner of Merab and O'Malley. You think?
Do what? Yeah, 100%. Why not? Why wouldn't he?
Yeah, I guess so.
You just Corey was the guy that was supposed to get the next title shot. Who else would be in line? I'm trying to find the rankings, and for some reason my computer is stupid. One sec. Okay. I don't want Wikipedia. I want like the actual bantamweight.
I like
hard to find.
Figueiredo had like that win was huge for him. I think looking at the rankings, I kind of like him as a backup for Merab and Sean.
Yeah.
I think that would be a really cool in the mix. And then Umar would get the next like assigned shot. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah. No, okay, here we go. Here are the rankings. Okay. So Corey Sandhagen already fought Petr Yan, already fought Cheeto, didn't fight Henry, didn't fight Davison, but Davison is newer to the division. Did he fight Song? Yeah, he fought Song.
Yeah, I think he did.
I actually would really like to see him and Aldo. That would be fun.
It would be.
But if you look at the rankings between Corey and Umar, he just fought Rob Font not too long ago. Like, there weren't a lot of other options that made sense, because it's not Umar's fault that he's still 10, because he's been trying to, like, people don't want to fight him.
Yeah.
For good reason. He's so good. But I feel like there's not a lot of fights in between 2 and 10 that made a lot of sense for Corey besides Umar. So
yeah, no, I get it. I thought it was a great fight card. I thought it was fun. There weren't many knockouts or finishes, but they were very competitive fights all around. So good stuff. Moving forward, let's see. We got UFC Fight Night. Taburia, am I saying that right? Tabura and Spivak. That's going to be good. That's going down. What date is that? August 10th, next Saturday. Perfect. So that's going on. I'm sure we'll have a fun little watch along.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
My brain is. I'm like 2 minutes behind you still. Technically, I was like 20 minutes behind today.
It's all good. I mean,
Maddie's a rock star, guys. Maddie was texting me. She's like, "Hey, are you ready?" And I just didn't say anything. And she's like, "Oh, I guess I'm gonna do the show."
Well, I guess we're gonna do it. We're gonna full send it.
I was like, "Well, I wonder if she did it." So I'm like calling her, and I was like, "Shit, Like,
all good.
let's go. And
All
she's
good.
already
Now,
killing it.
we'll wrap it up, and we'll save all the good stuff for the podcast on Tuesday. I was telling them, Elle, I was like, I'm not even going to touch the boxer controversy, Olympic controversy with the 10-foot pole. I'm not touching it until I really get some data on it.
I've done. If you would like the,
we'll talk about it
I have
Tuesday.
done.
Yeah,
You sure you want to wait till Tuesday?
I do. I don't have the strength or the energy. I need to finish this.
I'll call you.
Perfect.
I'll give you the info that I've found.
Yeah, we'll have a sidebar. But thank you to everybody for tuning in. Shout out to our lovely sponsor, Workout Wipes for Women. They are fantastic. If you head over to their website, you will actually get a big ol' discount on your first order. So that's awesome. They're perfect. I actually used them after my sparring session today. A little wipe down so I didn't feel all gross when I was driving home. Workout Wipes for Women. And gentlemen, listen, you guys stink too. If you need them, buy them. You got it. You
make
can
your
do it.
skin look so nice.
They do.
You
They
really
do.
do.
Yeah. But thank you to everybody for tuning in. Chris, thank you for your very own shout out. Sorry. On Cage Side, Nate, Carly, and Oven St. Prue. Woo! Fun. Okay. Love that show. And as always, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Fight Bananas is where it's at. Thank you for joining. Have a wonderful rest of your